Two unstoppable forces just collided in the most brutal match of 2026, and what Brock Lesnar and Obafemi did to each other will go down in WWE history. Intense intro music fades in. Welcome back to Suplex Rumble, the home of the best wrestling breakdowns on YouTube. I'm your host, and if you're not already subscribed, hit that button right now because tonight we're breaking down an absolute war between two legitimate monsters. Before we dive into this carnage, let me paint the picture of how we got to this moment, because this match didn't just happen overnight. This has been brewing for weeks. Obafemi, the imposing powerhouse from NXT who has absolutely dominated every single person put in front of him, made his main roster debut on Raw with one mission: prove he's the most dangerous man in all of WWE. Standing at 6'5", weighing over 270 pounds of pure muscle, this man is a legitimate monster. His strength is supernatural, his intensity is off the charts, and he's been destroying opponents with that devastating fall from grace finishing move. For weeks, Oba's been calling out legends, calling out champions, making it clear that he didn't come to Raw to make friends or work his way up slowly. He came to conquer. He came to take what he believes is rightfully his. And then, 3 weeks ago, Oba did the unthinkable. During a backstage interview, he looked directly into the camera and said everyone fears Brock Lesnar. They call him the Beast Incarnate. They call him the most dominant force in WWE history. But I don't fear anyone. Brock Lesnar, I'm calling you out. Come face a real monster. The WWE Universe lost their minds. Nobody calls out Brock Lesnar like that. Nobody challenges the Beast and lives to tell about it. The following week, Brock's advocate, Paul Heyman, came out on Raw with a microphone. And in typical Heyman fashion, he delivered a promo for the ages. He said, "Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman, and I am the advocate for the reigning, defending, undisputed Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar. And Mr. Femi, you have made a grave mistake. You see, my client doesn't respond to challenges. My client doesn't acknowledge disrespect. My client simply shows up and destroys anyone foolish enough to step in his path. So congratulations, Obafemi, you've gotten Brock Lesnar's attention. And next week on Monday Night Raw, you'll learn why that's the worst thing that's ever happened to you." The match was set. The monster versus the beast. Two absolute titans with nothing to prove to each other except who is the most dominant force in professional wrestling. The buzz heading into tonight was insane. Social media was on fire. Wrestling fans around the world were debating who would win. Can the young monster dethrone the legendary beast? Or will experience and pure savagery win out? Well, we got our answer, and it was brutal. The atmosphere in the arena tonight was absolutely electric. You could feel the anticipation the moment both men's names were announced. Obafemi's music hits first, and this man walks out with zero fear in his eyes. He's hyped up, he's flexing, he's showing off that incredible physique, and the crowd doesn't know whether to cheer or boo because they're just in awe of the specimen. Femi gets in the ring, paces like a caged animal, and you can see he's ready for war. Then the entire arena starts to rumble. Brock Lesnar's music explodes through the speakers, and the place goes absolutely bananas. Love him or hate him, when Brock Lesnar shows up, you know you're about to witness something special. Brock comes out with Paul Heyman by his side, bouncing on his feet like an MMA fighter heading into the octagon. That intensity, that focus, that hunger in his eyes, this is Brock Lesnar at his most dangerous. The referee checks both men, the bell rings, and immediately these two bulls charge at each other. No feeling out process, no technical chain wrestling, pure, unadulterated violence. They lock up in the center of the ring, and the power struggle is insane. Neither man is budging. Brock tries to push Oba back, but Femi plants his feet and shoves Brock backward. The crowd gasps. Did we just see someone overpower Brock Lesnar? Brock looks surprised, but that surprise quickly turns to anger. They lock up again, and this time Brock uses his MMA background, transitions into a waist lock, and attempts a German suplex. But Oba is too heavy, too strong. He blocks it, throws a back elbow that catches Brock in the jaw, spins around, and lifts Brock up for a massive power slam. The ring shakes from the impact. Brock Lesnar just got slammed by Obafemi, and the WWE Universe cannot believe what they're witnessing. But if you think Brock's staying down, you don't know the beast. Brock pops up immediately, his eyes are wide with that crazy intensity, and he's smiling. That terrifying Brock Lesnar smile that means someone's about to get destroyed. Oba charges at Brock, but Lesnar ducks under, gets behind him, and finally hits the German suplex. Oba lands hard, but he rolls through and gets right back up. These two are evenly matched in strength and resilience. Brock hits another German suplex. Then another. Then another. The Suplex City tour has officially begun, and Oba's being taken on the most brutal ride of his life. After the fifth German suplex, Oba's still trying to get up, showing that incredible fighting spirit, but Brock grabs him, lifts all 270 pounds on his shoulders, and delivers a massive F5. The crowd counts along. 1, 2, and Oba kicks out. Brock cannot believe it. Paul Heyman on the outside is pulling his hair out. Nobody kicks out of the F5 that early in a match. This match has now reached another level. Both men are realizing this isn't going to be easy. Brock picks up Oba, looking to inflict more damage, but Femi suddenly comes alive. He starts firing off massive forearm shots to Brock's chest. Each hit sounds like a gunshot echoing through the arena. Brock staggers back into the corner, and Oba is relentless. Femi backs up, charges forward, and hits a devastating corner splash. Brock crumbles to the mat, and now it's Oba's turn to take control. Oba pulls Brock to the center of the ring, lifts him up, and hits a thunderous spine buster that nearly breaks the ring in half. The impact is sickening. Oba goes for the cover. 1, 2. Brock powers out with authority, but Oba's not discouraged. He's fought too hard to get here, and he knows this is his moment to make a statement. Femi sizes up Brock, waits for him to get to his knees, charges, and hits a massive big boot that turns Brock inside out. The momentum has completely shifted. The young monster is taking the legendary beast to school right now. Oba signals for his finishing move, the fall from grace. The crowd is buzzing. This could be it. This could be the moment Obafemi shocks the world. Brock slowly gets to his feet, looking dazed. Oba grabs him, lifts him up in position for the fall from grace, but Brock's survival instincts kick in. He slips out behind Oba, grabs him from behind, and hits another German suplex, but Brock doesn't let go. He pulls Oba back up, hits another German, and another. And another. Brock has gone into absolute beast mode. After 10 consecutive German suplexes, Oba is barely conscious on the mat, and Brock is circling like a shark that smells blood in the water. Brock picks up Oba, hoists him on his shoulders once again, and hits a second F5. The crowd is going insane. Brock hooks the leg. 1, 2. Oba's foot is on the rope. The referee waves it off. The match continues. And now Brock Lesnar is furious. This is not how this was supposed to go. Brock starts arguing with the referee, and you can see the frustration building. Paul Heyman is on the apron now, screaming at Brock to finish Oba off. The crowd is split, half chanting for Brock, half chanting for Oba. This is what wrestling is all about. Brock drags Oba to the center of the ring, lifts him up for a third F5, but Oba counters in midair. He lands on his feet behind Brock, grabs him around the waist, and hits a massive German suplex of his own on Brock Lesnar. Did we just see that? Obafemi just hit Brock Lesnar with his own signature move. Both men are down. The referee starts the count. The crowd is on their feet. This has been an absolute war. At the count of 7, both men start stirring. They use the ropes to pull themselves up, and they meet in the center of the ring. They're exhausted, they're battered, but neither man is willing to quit. They start trading heavy forearm shots. Brock, Oba, Brock, Oba. The strikes are getting slower but heavier. Each one could be a knockout blow. Brock gets the upper hand, kicks Oba in the gut, and attempts another F5, but Oba slips out again. Oba grabs Brock, lifts him up, and this time hits the fall from grace. Oba's finishing move connects. The entire arena is shaking with noise. Oba crawls over for the cover. This could be it. 1, 2. Brock kicks out. Oba cannot believe it. Nobody survives the fall from grace. But Brock Lesnar just did. Oba is in shock, but he knows he has to keep fighting. He pulls Brock up, sets him up for another fall from grace, but Brock fights out with elbows to the side of Oba's head. Brock breaks free, spins Oba around, kicks him in the gut, and hits the fourth F5 of the match. But Brock's not going for the pin. He wants to make absolutely sure. Brock picks up Oba again, lifts him on his shoulders, and hits a fifth F5. Now Brock covers. 1, 2, 3. It's over. Brock Lesnar has defeated Obafemi in what may be the most brutal match of 2026. What a match! What an absolute war we just witnessed. Brock Lesnar's music hits, and he's barely able to celebrate. Paul Heyman slides into the ring, raises Brock's hand, but you can see the toll this match took on the beast incarnate. Brock is sweating, breathing heavily, and for the first time in a long time, he looks like he was in an actual fight. Obafemi rolls out of the ring, holding his back, but you know what? This young man has nothing to be ashamed of. He just went toe-to-toe with one of the greatest WWE superstars of all time and pushed him to his absolute limit. Let's analyze what just happened here. Obafemi proved tonight that he belongs on the main roster. He proved that he can hang with the absolute best in the business. Yes, he lost, but he took Brock Lesnar to places Brock hasn't been in years. It took 5 F5s to keep Oba down. Think about that. Most wrestlers can't kick out of 1. Oba kicked out of 2 and survived 4 before finally staying down for the 5th. That's legendary resilience. On the flip side, Brock Lesnar showed why he's called the Beast Incarnate. When his back was against the wall, when this young lion was pushing him harder than expected, Brock dug deep and found that extra gear that only legends possess. But the question now becomes, what's next for both of these incredible superstars? For Brock, does this performance prove he's still the most dominant force in WWE? Does he set his sights on championship gold? Or does someone else step up to challenge the beast? For Obafemi, this isn't the end of his story, it's just the beginning. He showed the entire world that he's a legitimate main event player. The losses in matches like this don't bury you, they make you. This is Oba's coming out party, and everyone now knows his name. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a rematch down the line. In fact, I'm hoping for it. These two have incredible chemistry, and their styles mesh perfectly for these hard-hitting, physical battles. Suplex Rumble Nation, what did you think of this absolute brawl? Was Obafemi robbed, or did Brock prove once again why he's the most dangerous man in WWE? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. I want to hear from every single one of you. If you love this breakdown, destroy that like button, subscribe to Suplex Rumble, and turn on notifications so you never miss our coverage of the biggest wrestling moments. Share this video with your wrestling crew because this is the kind of match we'll be talking about for years. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, in the world of professional wrestling, when titans collide, we all win. I'm your host, this has been Suplex Rumble, and I'll catch you in the next one. Stay passionate about wrestling, my friends.